Brexit. We do talk about Brexit quite a bit. But I was wondering to myself, I wonder what the Europeans think about Brexit. You know, the French, the Germans, the Portuguese and Spanish, etc., etc. You know, citizens from the 27 member states. It used to be 28, you know, when we were a member, but we've left now, you see. And it appears that they think we are stupid. Oh, how dare they? I think they might have a point. Say that Brexit was stupid and arrogant, and you've made yourselves small. On the world stage, that is. Oh, okay, I thought that was a bit rude, isn't it, eh? But they might have a point. Now, on the comments of my videos, I often see that some people, oh, glad you're gone, they say. Yeah. You're a thorn in our derriere. And we were. Still getting away from that. No. Well, Brexit was stupid and arrogant, and you made yourselves small. And this is in the East Anglian bylines. Now, Brexit supporters thought that the EU was obsessed with this country, a part of our sense of exceptionalism, but not so. Well, Kate Moore discovers. Oh dear. Well, she's travelled across Europe quite a bit, and she's had the opportunity to speak to German, Swedes, French, Spanish, and UK nationals, living or travelling abroad about their attitude to the UK and its departure from the EU. She's been inquisitive. She wants to see what they had to say, what their thoughts were. She says, in a nutshell, the more or less unanimous view, including from visiting Japanese lady, is most aptly put by a German-born Constance. We have other things to think about now. So Brexit isn't something that we have much opinion on. They care diddly squat. Yet the Brexiters told us that the German car industry would come and save us all. Well, that didn't pan out. Now we are minuscule, with a minnow on the world stage. That said, continues Constance, Europeans think that Brexit was totally stupid. Well, stupid is as stupid does. Stupid people voted for Brexit. It just shows how many stupid people are in the UK. Sorry, I just say as I see it. Now, when you got the likes of Nigel Farage promoting his, lies and what have you, they might be wrapped in hate and some truth. Well, then, quite frankly, people were easily wooed. They were. They were nurtured by them. We tickled their fancy. Things that they thought, deep inside. He brought it to the surface, the worst parts of us human beings. Especially the 52% who voted for Brexit, that is. Well, they say here, Constance, she continues, she says, that Europeans think that Brexit was totally stupid. It was very arrogant of the UK to think that they can be a serious power on their own outside the EU. When Africa, this is true, and Asia are forming economic and political blocs. You've made yourselves rather, how to put it, small and insignificant. Maybe that is a little bit extreme. We're not insignificant, but we are darn sight smaller than we were. We have got less power. Definitely less soft power. Well, actually, our military. Our military is quite pathetic, actually. Well, okay, our technology's good, though. Maybe. But still much smaller than we were. Well, has Brexit affected them? Citizens living in the EU. Parisian economist John, he confesses, to be honest, he says, I do not really follow Brexit, and I don't really care about the topic, in a sense that it does affect me much day to day. He goes on to say that Brexit does not come up in French politics. It doesn't. It really does not. And caveats that, apart from, maybe from the slight problems with fishing, and more importantly, though, this was also before Brexit. And the conflict over small boat migrants. We're talking about fishing, what have you. There's always the Norwegian, Nordic waters and our relationship with Norway. Well, that was there before Brexit. That also affected the whole of the EU. Well, French-born Elizabeth concurs. Well, quite honestly, I have not. As a retired person in France, noticed any change that affects me. I don't give diddly squat. But one change would be, I would say, one that would be significant, is the fact that they now need passports to travel to the UK. Whereas they didn't need that before. They could use the identification, the ID, their identification card. Well, Chris, a UK national who has lived in France for many decades, says that the most important change for me is the effects of the exchange rate of the UK savings and retirement pension. It seems that the main sterling drop was, at about the time of the Brexit referendum, rather than Brexit itself. No, it was Brexit. This geezer probably voted for it sounds. I wouldn't be a bit surprised. It was the effect of Brexit. The banks, industry, everyone, they got nervous. See, they rely on the stability, you see. Well, he continues, he does, that Brexit hasn't affected us much, although sending stuff between the two countries is now more, complicated. It's just complicated. It takes 2 or 3 times longer. And it's costly. Was Brexit a factor in his decision to adopt French nationality? Yes and no, he says. I intended to take French nationality for many years. It simplifies things, but I have always put it off because of the paperwork involved. But with Brexit, it was either that or a carte séjour, so you just start the process, didn't you? Which is basically, it's a residence permit, which also requires a lot of paperwork. No, it doesn't. The carte séjour is easy. It's really simple. Especially if you've been staying here. You've been over here 5 years, so it'd be easy. Chris explains, in France you can have dual nationality, although maybe not in all countries. Like Germany didn't used to have dual nationality. They actually brought it in because of Brexit. A friend of ours, who happens to British geezer, happens to be a guy who used to help him with websites and what have you. Andy. He's now got his dual nationality, German nationality. And he's very happy that he's got it. He ain't got to worry anymore. So, but what do Europeans feel they have lost? Christina from Sweden pointed out that the UK often shared the same views as Swedes. So we miss the UK support in negotiations. She adds, it's hard for Swedish students given that they learn English. The natural place for them to study, their preferred choice was the UK. Well, as we know, it's they're pretty much been blocked now. They can't bring their families, they can't get any support, no. We had the ransom scheme. Not anymore. No. You got the Turing scheme, and what a flippin' damp squib that's turned out to be. Elizabeth agrees, yes, Brexit affects French students who want to learn through, Erasmus. And they can do it. Well, they can't do it anymore. For commercial issues, it's difficult. France used to export a lot to the UK, and, they don't anymore. Ain't worth the candle. She pauses, sharing the English Channel seems complicated as well for the fishermen. I wonder if people in the UK really will have the feeling that it is better outside the EU by giddy aunt. No, they're all coming out of the woodwork. They're realising now that they've made a mistake. What happened, for example, to the promise that there'll be a lot of money given to the health service? 350 million a week. That was a lie, wasn't it? Because, there's so many things that Brexit was going to be gaining, but instead they're losing. It goes on, it does. Scottish-born Lorraine sighs, and in the referendum, Scots voted overwhelmingly to stay in the EU. Day-to-day Scots feel that the financial impact of Brexit, lack of hospitality staff, for instance, can't get anyone, you see, and that's driving inflation. Well, animal health certificates, for instance, can cost around, anything more than £180 upwards. Well, no reciprocal healthcare. No. Even the wait at Edinburgh passport control sets the Scots' collective blood pressure rising, it does. And soon we're going to be having the ETIS system authorisation to, enter the EU. So we're going to get worse, as it is. Brexit's not done yet. No. Now, thankfully, the Scottish government actively put in place policies to negate conservative Westminster policies. Now, Lorraine adds that free prescriptions, no tuition fees, a rape clause to escape the two-child benefit cap. Plus, Scots have a nationalised rail service and treat addiction as a healthcare issue. Yet they get slated, they do, constantly by Steve Barclay, the health minister. Go figure, eh? It's the same all round, isn't it? You know, point and shout. Shout again. And then the lies get believed. Well, what say you? What benefits of Brexit do you see? Are you glad that the UK has left the European Union? Leave it in the comments down below. Do you think we deserve to rejoin? Well, I don't think we're ready. No. Don't think they accept us just yet. Anyway, you tell me. Please leave it in the comments down below. But please boot the old like button. It helps the channel, you know. Maybe if you want, you know, you can support us. Be a member. Up there was it. Be a member. I've got memberships, or maybe you want to buy us a coffee, or you know, or Patreon or whatever. Anyway, links are down below. Mumbling my words now. Oh dear, that's what happens, isn't it? But it's the end of the video, so what? Anyway, it's time for me to go. Say ta-ta, you know. Please, boop the old like button. Ta-ta. And comment down below.